professional students at SDSU, we would like to welcome all of our friends and family here to celebrate with us tonight. The Stethoscope ceremony was started 4 years ago as a way to congratulate those students who are near completing or have already completed their undergraduate education at SDSU and have been accepted into professional school for the next year. Acceptance into professional school is an honorable feat and one that would not have been possible without all the great leaders here at South Dakota State University.
We would like to thank the SDSU leadership for attending tonight and most importantly for supporting the pre-professional students here at SDSU. Their leadership provides resources, vibrancy, and strong relationships with professional programs across the country. Specifically, their leadership has provided guaranteed pathways to multiple osteopathic and chiropractic medical programs throughout the country. Please help me in thanking Vice President of Research, Dr. Daniel Scholl. Dean of the College of Natural Sciences, Dr. Charlene Wolfhall. Department Head, Volker Grosel. And SDSU Foundation, Keith Mela.
Our speaker this evening is Dr. John Bisson, owner and operator of Bisson Dental here in Brookings. Dr. Bisson was raised in Sturgis and attended South Dakota State University, where he graduated with a degree in biology and a minor in chemistry. Dr. Bisson also met his wife, Alex Hoffman Bisson, at SDSU, where they were both members of the Jackrabbit swimming and diving team. Dr. Bisson pursued his Doctor of Dental Surgery degree at Creighton University School of Dentistry in Omaha, Nebraska. After receiving his degree from Creighton, Dr. Bisson worked in Council Bluffs for 1 year while his wife continued her TV news career at KETV. After the birth of their first child, Jackson, in late 2015, Dr. Bisson and his wife both felt the timing was right to move back to South Dakota to be closer to their families. Dr. Bisson worked as an associate dentist in Mitchell for 2 years before making the move to Brookings. Dr. Bisson and Alex now have 2 children, Jackson and Avery. In their spare time, the Bissons love to cheer on the Jackrabbits, travel, and spend time outdoors. They are ecstatic to bring their young family back to the Brookings community where their story began many years ago. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. John Bisson.
Thank you so much, Garrett, for the warm introduction, and thank you for inviting me to be part of such a special event. It is truly an honor to be asked to address such an accomplished and promising group of young men and women. You shall be proud to be here today, and the journey thus far, and excited about everything yet to come. First and foremost, congratulations to each and every one of you. What an exciting time for you to prepare for graduation and the next chapter of your lives. You have all worked so hard, both in and out of the classroom, to make it this far, and that is not an accomplishment to be taken lightly. I was in your shoes not so long ago, and I know how challenging and daunting that journey can be at times. I also know how satisfying all of that hard work is when you finally reach the end of the road and obtain the degree you're working towards today. After being invited to celebrate with you tonight, I started to brainstorm what I wanted to talk about, and the idea came to me that as I was reading the books to my son, Jackson. As we read Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss one night before bed, this idea dawned on me that to share some of my favorite books and passages with you that I think relate directly to your path that you're on right now. These are books that I keep on my shelf because the stories resonate with me for one reason or another. Let's start with this same book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, a story so fitting for many of you tonight. The opening line reads, "Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head and have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where you go. From here on out, you are in charge of your future. You have earned this spot here tonight and the spots in your respective professional schools. You, along with the assistance from your faculty, staff, and administrators here at SDSU, earn that degree and you will receive here just in a few weeks. Nobody else could have done that for you. and you should feel an overwhelming sense of pride and honor for everything you have accomplished up to this point. Moving forward, that same level of personal responsibility and accountability will only continue to increase. In short, this journey and what you make of it is all up to you. Which leads me to another passage from that same book. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say, but sadly it's true, that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. This is also so important to remember going forward. There will be times when you feel like you're on top of the world, you're untouchable. You're dominating whatever it is that you're doing, and then all of a sudden something happens and you're not. These moments are hard, they're tough, and those moments are bound to happen. When you're in a rut and you're not sure how to get out, just remember everything that took you up to this point in your journey. Use that failure or mistake as fuel to reignite that fire set deep inside each one of you. That spark somewhere started long ago and set you on this path. And if that fire ever goes out, you must find a way to restart it. That leads me to my next book, The Little Book of Talent. This book contains 52 tips on improving your skills. It's basically a guidebook for nurturing excellence and can be useful during a variety of those big life changes. On the first few pages, the author writes, talent begins with brief, powerful encounters that spark motivation by linking your identity to a high-performing person or group. This is called ignition and consists of a tiny world-shifting thought that lights up in your unconscious mind that says, I can be that. Whatever your dream or goal might be here tonight, the more people you surround yourself with who can help you make that happen, the better your chances of success. Take a look around you. Your family, friends, university faculty, and administrators. These are all people who have helped you up to this point. They have assisted you in a variety of different ways to help you succeed. You more than likely turn to some of these very people for advice and guidance when you needed help. These are the kind of people who can ignite that spark. The kind of people who cheer for you no matter what. Have a mentor that guides you through your next chapter, someone you trust and can lean on for support. Those mentors have stood by you in your shoes and have walked in your same path that you are on, and they can help you get back on that if necessary. Finally, I chose the book, The Richest Man in Town by B.J. Smith. This book is a must-read for all generations. It tells the story of a man named Marty Martinson who used to work as a cashier at Walmart right here in Brookings. B.J. tells the story of how Marty genuinely cared about people. He took the time to talk to every single person that came through his checkout line at Walmart. He listened. He asked questions. He loved complete strangers. B.J. says he was one of the slowest cashiers in the store, but oftentimes had the longest lines because everyone wanted to talk to him. And this left a very lasting impression. B.J. and Marty became great friends, and B.J. shared the story of their friendship in this book. In the 13th and final chapter, B.J. states, few people can actually change the world. Marty showed me that you can change your world. Along the way, you have the opportunity to be a powerful influence in the lives of other people, no matter your position in life. Now that doesn't speak directly to you on this journey you're on. I don't know what does. No matter if you're on the path to become a physician, a physician's assistant, a dentist, a physical or occupational therapist, optometrist, chiropractor, pharmacist, or other healthcare professional, those relationships you will develop with your patients are some of the most important relationships you'll ever have. These are the people who depend on you, not only for just routine care, but also for someone to just listen to them, to genuinely care about what's happening in their lives, good or bad, and to give them the extra minute or two instead of rushing on to the next patient or task. These are the people whom you can and will influence every single day. Use these opportunities to show people you genuinely care about them and that you will never know what your words can change someone's life. Your journey to success has already begun. You being here tonight is evident that something you should be proud of. I want each student being honored here tonight to please stand. And I hope the rest of you will join me in congratulating these bright and talented young men and women. I'd also like to invite all the faculty and staff to stand today to help them on their journey, please. thank all of you for inviting me here tonight to celebrate with you this evening, and I wish you the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Pre-professional advising program at SDSU since 2013. She teaches the first year in career seminars, advises hundreds of students pursuing admission to professional school, and coordinates the SDSU Health Camp and MCAT Prep workshop series. Marge will be leading the awarding of stethoscopes this evening. Ashley McConnell has been an advisor at SDSU since 2016. She teaches the first year in career seminars, advises hundreds of students pursuing admission to professional and graduate school, and coordinates the SDSU Health Camp. She advises pre-chiropractic students and human bio majors pursuing physical therapy, occupational therapy, pharmacy, and accelerated nursing programs. Ashley also co-advises Micro Club and National Science Teachers Association on campus.
Good evening. A few notes about the logistics of awarding of stethoscopes and other professional gifts. When your name is called, please proceed to the front and center to receive your gift, and allow a moment for our professional photographer to snap a photo and return to your seat. Please note we will make all these photos available to you at no charge.
Our gifts this evening for many of our future healthcare professionals is a stethoscope. This stethoscope includes a custom name tag emblazoned with the iconic SD logo. So no matter where you are off to, you can continue to show your pride in your alma mater. For our students accepted into dental school, we have a custom dental mirror with your name and the SD logo engraved on the mirror. Our optometry matriculants will be given an eye occluder with your name and SDSU engraved. I'll now ask Dr. Bisson and Dean Wolf Hall to the front to assist with awarding of the gifts. Our first group of students have been accepted to Doctor of Chiropractic programs, so we'll start with Avery Kilby, who's accepted to Northwestern Health Sciences University. Bailey Schultz, Northwestern Health Sciences University. Taylor Tuft, Northwestern Health Sciences University. These students were accepted to Doctor of Occupational Therapy programs. So Emily Cuddy, Drake University. Ashley Mutzinger, University of North Dakota.
These next group of students are going to be doctors of dental surgery. Cole Benson, University of Iowa College of Dentistry. Jason Meredith, University of Missouri Dental School. Zach Berg, University of Nebraska Medical Center College of Dentistry. Maureen Brower, Creighton University School of Dentistry. Sydney Evan, Creighton University School of Dentistry. Kirsten Heiser, University of Nebraska Medical Center College of Dentistry. Corbin Smith, University of Nebraska Medical Center College of Dentistry. Maddie Swift, University of Missouri Dental School. Our next group of students will be doctors of osteopathic medicine. Abby Boner, Edward Baya College of Osteopathic Medicine. Chris Callahan, Chicago College of Osteopathic Medicine at Midwestern University. Cole Van Bokern, Des Moines University College of Osteopathic Medicine. Congratulations. Next will be Doctor of Medicine, Brady Carlberg, University of Minnesota, Twin Cities Medical School. Simon Gervais, University of Wisconsin-Madison School of Medicine and Public Health. Chase Haven, Stanford School of Medicine at USD Vermillion, South Dakota. Ethan Life, Stanford School of Medicine. Wyatt Rummel, Washington University School of Medicine. And Megan Chang, Stanford School of Medicine.
These next students have been accepted to Master of Science and Physician Assistant Studies programs. Katie Lake, Lemoyne College. And Megan Tweet, Bethel University. And accepted to a Doctor of Optometry program at Michigan College of Optometry at Ferris State University is Alicia Anderson.
Thank you, Dr. Biston and Dean Wolfall, for helping with the awards. One more round of applause, please. I want to close with a bit more reflection on where we've been and where we are now. 11 years ago, in 2008, when we first started this, we had around 20 students enter professional school. Now we have at least 40 students have gained admission to professional school with more offers on the way in coming months. This growth isn't because professional school is easier to get into now or because there are many more seats in professional programs. This success comes through programmatic support by university leadership, but it also comes through strong curricular and co-curricular teaching by your faculty, advisors, and support from staff. Can we take a moment to recognize the faculty, advisors, and support staff in attendance tonight, if you can stand. And some of our support staff is here, they're in the back, but if we can give them one more round of applause for helping set all this up. Lastly, I want to end with the word grit. Angela Lee Duckworth defines grit as sticking with your future day in and day out. Not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years. I want you all to think about the person you were the first day of college. Now think about the person you are today. I hope you feel proud, empowered, and confident. You should also feel smarter, even though at times you walk out of certain lecture halls and wonder what just happened. Through your time at SDSU, I know you have questioned your path, your major, and whether or not you want to take a 4-hour or 7.5-hour test on a computer. All I can say was keep going, and you can do this. And you all did. You did it, because along the way, you built perseverance, self-confidence, determination, you all built grit. Remember what you've learned these past years. Keep moving forward, and don't be afraid to change along the way. From the bottom of my heart, I am so proud of all of you and love watching you grow. Congratulations on your successes. Take a moment this evening and throughout the next few weeks to celebrate. We look forward to continuing to celebrate your future successes like white coat ceremonies, residency matches, fellowship offers, starting your practice, and of course weddings and babies. Lastly, I want to end with always make smart choices, go big, go blue, go Jacks. Again, congratulations, have a wonderful evening, and one last request before you all head out. Can we please take a group photo with students, faculty, and staff in attendance? Thank you.
it's as I said, it's great to hear the beautiful vibes and to celebrate before the big event of graduating. And graduating is defined as successfully having completed a course of study. And it's probably been quite a long course for all of you. And so we want to celebrate this tonight. We celebrate the completion of a long and tenacious walk that's had its highs and it's had its lows. It's had its time when you appreciated the professor, and it's had its times when you thought the professor was the greatest thing ever, and it's had its times when they wanted to lynch the professor. And that's all part of it. If you're a healthy student, I think that's part of it. That is how my student years went. Pursuing a degree is about a lot more than checking boxes. I know you have to check boxes, and before you can graduate, some people in admin offices are going to triple check whether you've completed all the requirements for system gen ed requirements, major requirements, total credits, and so forth. But graduating with a degree is about a ton more than completing a series of courses and accumulating a GPA. So what is it about? It's about preparing for the life ahead. And excuse me if I use very simple analogy, but I'm a farm boy from Africa and I like simple analogies. It's about that toolkit that you collect, that you put parts in and tools in and skills in, and you become more and more accomplished and more ready for the next challenge that's ahead of you, for that first interview, for that grad school experience, for walking into that first job, and facing those more experienced colleagues and not feeling intimidated. It's about feeling that you're ready. You're ready to perform at your best because you're well prepared. So think back to that first lab, that first lab report, that first time you had to pick up a micropipette and load a tip onto it and suck up, 100 microliters without half of it spilling out on the bench. Think about the first exams and getting those grades back. Think about the internships, the trips, and how you've grown, how immensely you've grown. My wife and I have 4 children, and 2 are in college, and I see it very close up every day, how they grow. Not in a linear fashion. We don't grow in a linear fashion. We grow by improving, experiencing setbacks, applying some grit, picking up the pieces and saying, I'm going to try harder again tomorrow. But over time, there's this net curve where you improve and you keep going. But don't just think back about all the in-class experiences. Think about the friends, think about the professors, the mentors, the TAs that work with you. And I'm sure that there's at least one that you will never forget. For me, and I graduated in 1986, which is probably before many of you were born. For me, it was an incredible organic chemistry professor called Ben Berger who worked on pheromones, those are sexual attractants. He studied them in moths. He built a detector that was more sensitive than chemical detectors. He would surgically remove the little antennae of the moths and tie them with their nervous attachment to the outlet of the GC, and whenever the thing wiggled, that was his peak. But what I will never forget is the first pre-lab. We had a pre-lab experience in a big room, something like Rotunda D, and after we got our talks, we would then be allowed to go to the labs. The very first organic chemistry lab was July 1981, oh my gosh. Second semester, freshman year, we're all sitting there. It was Friday afternoons at 2, gruesome, right? And this old, thin, scrawny guy with this big heap of hair on his head, white coat, comes walking down with this big thing. And as he walks up the stairs to the podium, he drops it, and there's just glass everywhere. And he said that was the first experiment, don't repeat it. It was the best safety talk I ever had. Unfortunately, we can't repeat that nowadays, but his classes were that way. He didn't always break things, but he made it come alive. And I'm sure each of you have your favorite professor, your favorite experience, your favorite mentor that gave you advice along the path, that encouraged you. And so, as you're coming into close, and as we'll have some finals next week and then graduation the week after, just reflect back on where you've come on this long path. It takes two for this path to succeed. It takes the challenged and the challenger. Just as in sports, it takes the athlete and the trainer or the coach. And so in the background, all the time, sometimes more visible and sometimes less visible, was a huge cohort of very committed people that really cared about one thing, and that is that you as an individual become accomplished and ready to go out there. I think I can say this confidently, that my colleagues and I are convinced that all of you are ready for the next step, wherever the next step is. And so I'd like to take a moment and acknowledge all these incredible people. So if all the faculty and staff and advisors could please stand. And if you're already standing, maybe wave your hand or something. And before you sit down, I'm going to try and call you out, but I don't see so well anymore in my old age, so if I miss someone, please tell me. So there's Sam Smith, right? What a legend. Andy Orr, Bio 151, you know, those first catheter experiences. Jess Mediga, micro, the strict way, right? There's only one way, that's the right way, Jess, right? Okay. Don O'Shea. Jan Madsen, who keeps the department office in line. I think it's the friendliest department office on campus. You've all always been welcome. Shushing Wong, virology. I hope you had the fortune of taking it. Our brand new dean, she hasn't taught in the department yet, but I'm sure we'll find an excuse to make her. Doc Pedersen. I'm going to look far into the distance and I don't really see very well. Anyone in the back there? Marge Thompson! Ashley can't be far away, she's hiding. Ashley McConnell, there you are. Okay, Yajun Wu in the back there. Not all these people teach majors courses, so you may never have interacted with them. That doesn't make them any less special. Madhav Nepal teaches honors bio, doctorate 1. Vishnu Karki. Heike Bucking. Okay, thank you. Dean Heike Bucking now. Then when I invited everyone, I said, you know, at the end it's great to, you know, not end with an exam but have a drink. But I think that many of you have one more exam to face, and that is the lively Dr. Kaushik, right? They're currently living in higher echelons next to Vishnu Karki, but a part of the department is Bill Gibbons. There you go. Come on, Bill. There's a basketball player. He can stand straight, right? Okay, then Yang Yan teaches a lot of our graduate courses. One long Lee, there we go, one long. Greg Heiberger. Okay, I've already mentioned you. Becky Richardson is here at the drinks table. And then I'm sure I've forgotten someone. I apologize. Okay. Well, all these people are committed for you and they will keep rooting for you. Send us an email when you're in the middle of something and say, geesh, I really enjoyed that course, but I wished you would have taught me this one thing because I felt so embarrassed you didn't, so we can make it better. Both, if that's okay.
And we can also cheer for Dr. Booker Brodel as a teacher and department head.
Okay, so we're moving to the second stage here, which is we want to recognize every one of our graduates. And we'll start with all the undergraduates, people that have completed everything for the bachelor's degree. And then we'll move on to the Master's Human Biology, and then the graduate students, and then we have some special awards at the end. So I'm going to ask Ashley and Marge to help me because as a microbiologist, there's only micro brain, and so they're going to keep me on the straight and narrow. When I call your name, if you could please come forward and we'll give you a little gift to take you into the next and more serious part of your career. We're not going to give you a business card, but a business card holder that you can put on your desk that has your name on, and you can tell the world you're a big deal because you're an SDSU grad.